And we are dealing 5 times 7 against this Tyranitar V. 350 damage! That's insane! Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Knight channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please take a second to click the like button if you like this video, or hit the thumbs down if you don't. Also, if you enjoy the contents of this channel, please subscribe if you haven't already. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get PTCGO code cards. Are you looking to complete your Pokemon card collection online for the latest set, or get booster packs to use for trading online, or the new ETB box and sleeves? PTCGO has everything you need. Please use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout so you can get a 5% discount. Help yourself out with the discount, and thank you for helping support the content I create in this channel and for helping out PTCGO. So for today, we'll be taking a look at Regidrago, Flapple, and Appletun from the Evolving Skies set. These three Pokemon have great synergy because they all use the same energy types to attack. And not only that, each one can become a decent attacker depending on the matchup. Let's start with Regidrago. Regidrago is a basic dragon type Pokemon with 130 HP. It has 3 retreat cost and it has no resistance or weakness. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Hammer In for 2 colorless energy. It will deal 30 damage, and its second attack is Dragon Energy. For 2 grass and 1 fire energy, it will deal 240 damage. However, this attack is decreased by 20 times for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So for example, if Regidrago has 50 damage counters on it, its Dragon Energy attack will deal 100 damage less. So as long as you can keep its health up, you should be fine. But most of the time, this Pokemon will usually get knocked out after attacking anyways. Although I didn't add it to this build, you can take advantage of the Cape of Toughness to increase Regidrago's HP up to 180. Also, it would take time to accelerate the 3 energies onto Regidrago, but not to worry, we will be using Cherrim as our support Pokemon. Cherrim has the ability Spring Bloom. As often as you like, you can attach a grass energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box on it. So as long as you can manually attach a fire energy onto Regidrago, Cherrim can use its ability to attach the 2 grass energies. Regidrago, of course, will be our main attacker for this build. Moving on to our other attackers, the first one is Flapple, the Apple Wing Pokemon. It is a dragon type with only 80 HP, allowing us to use the level ball to search for this evolution. It has 1 retreat cost and it has no weakness or resistance. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Acidic Mucus. For 1 colorless energy, this attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that has an ability. While this attack is very circumstantial, a lot of builds nowadays rely on abilities, so this attack can actually be very powerful for just 1 energy. And its second attack is Fighting Tackle. For 1 grass and 1 fire energy, it will deal 80 plus damage. And if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon V, this attack will deal 160 damage instead, which can 2-hit KO most VMAXs in the game. Next up is Appletun, the Apple Nectar Pokemon. It is also a dragon type Pokemon with only 90 HP. Again, we can use the level ball to search for this evolution. It has 3 retreat cost and it has no weakness or resistance. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Thick Mucus. For 1 colorless energy, this attack does 70 damage for each special energy card attached to your opponent's Pokemon. This attack is very circumstantial as well, but if your opponent relies on using special energies, this can deal a huge amount of damage. And its second attack is Fighting Tackle, the same as Flapple's. For 1 grass and 1 fire, it will deal 80 plus damage, but if your opponent's active is a V Pokemon, this attack will deal 160 damage instead. Between Flapple and Appletun though, I think Flapple is the most usable one because a lot of builds rely on abilities rather than special energies. As for consistency, I'm using Snorlax with the Gourmandize ability. While it ends your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you can draw cards until you have 7 in your hand. As for the other cards worth noting, I have 2 Energy Retrieval, allowing you to get up to 2 basic energy from the discard pile into your hand. This is a very useful recovery card because it even allows you to set up a new Regidrago in a single turn. Scoop Up Net is also very important because the more damage counter on Regidrago, the weaker its attack. But if you can scoop it out, you can remove all its damage counter, set it up again, and if you have all the energies to accelerate onto it, you can attack again with full power. And I also have Stormy Mountain Stadium. You can use this once during your turn. You can search your deck for a Regidrago and put it straight onto your bench. Unfortunately, this is useless for setting up Flapple or Appletun since their pre-evolution is a grass type. As for my supporters, I have 2 copies of Boss's Orders, 1 copy of Clara, which is a great recovery card, allowing us to get up to 2 Pokemon and or 2 basic energy from the discard pile and put it straight into our hand. Next are 2 Marnies, 2 Professor's Research, and 2 copies of Raihan, which can be a very great transition card. If one of our Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn and you have a basic energy in the discard pile, you can attach a basic energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon, and if you do, you can search your deck for any one card. And finally, I have 2 copies of Sonia, which allows you to search for 2 basic Pokemon from your deck or 2 basic energies from the deck and put it to your hand. This could be very helpful for setting up our basic Pokemon or finding just the right energy for our Pokemon. The dual option for this card makes it a great addition to this build. The other cards are pretty much self-explanatory, but that's pretty much it. The deck list will be in the description below. And be sure to let me know in the comments below what you think of this build, the synergy between Regidrago, Flapple, and Appletun. Or let me know how you would make this build even better. And please do hit that like button for me so we can beat our arch nemesis, the YouTube algorithm. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. We're on the road to reaching 3,000 subscribers, and I want to thank all of you for your continued support. I really appreciate it. Enough talk though, let's get into some games. Okay, so my opponent wins the coin flip and they're going to choose to go first. Okay. For the meantime, we are going to start off with the Regidrago, which I really don't like. This is not an ideal start for me. Because Regidrago has 3 retreat costs, it's really hard to retreat, and you can't really attack on your first turn because you'll need Cherim to be set up first, and obviously it's a stage 1, so you can't really evolve it on your first turn and energize Regidrago to attack. But we're up against the Zacian V, Zamazenta V build, which is fairly common in the standard format ladder right now. It's a pretty strong build actually. Let's just use Level Ball, get a Cherubi so we can set up our Cherim. And I'll just attach an energy in the active. Not much we could do. We don't have any drawing options as of right now. But this is a fair matchup, I think. Winnable, for sure. Zacian V and Zamazenta are it's a pretty straightforward attacker. It just focuses on attacking the active. So since we are giving up only 1 prize at a time, you know, we're not too concerned about how fast this game is going to go. But on our end though, we can one-hit KO pretty much all of their V Pokemon. Zamazenta V only has 230 HP, so Regidrago can one-hit KO either Zacian or Zamazenta V, which is kind of nice. And that'll get us 2 prizes, each knockout. And so if we can just knock out 3, we will win the game. So that's the plan anyways, but again, our hand is really terrible. They have Zacian V fully energized and they're gonna knock out our Regidrago. But at least we can use Raihan. I can put the bench Regidrago in the active, energize it, but we don't quite have the energy we need. If we can get an energy on the top deck, that would be great, but it's we don't have a guarantee of that, so I think I might just have to put Cherubi in the active and just switch it out. Ooh, you know what? We should have put Regidrago in the active. But again, there's no way of knowing what we would have gotten in the top deck. But I'll just get Snorlax and retreat with Cherubi, and then I'll Gormandize. So at least now we have a Cherim set up. And even if they gust it, knock it out, we can just set up another one because we got a Cherubi and a Cherim from that Gormandize, which is great. The energies are terrible though because we have fire and grass. We need 2 grass to attack with our Regidrago. They're gonna switch out into Zamazenta, and with that air balloon they can just easily retreat and knock out our Snorlax, or if they have Boss's Order, they can just knock out our Regidrago, and that will take away all of our attackers, which is which is not good. But let's see. Gotta figure out how to deal with this now. If we can get a Raihan off of the top deck, that'd be great. Or at least maybe like a Sonya. We just need a Grass Energy to start attacking with this Regidrago. But at least we have a turn, unless they have... Oh, okay, cool. We got a Grass Energy from the top deck, which is great. And I'm gonna start setting up another Cherim. At least we can get 2 prizes from this Zacian V, because we got the Grass Energies we need. Just attack with Dragon Energy for 240 damage, knocking out Zacian V for 2 prizes. And we get a Marnie from the prizes that we got, and also Grass Energy, which is great. We can attach that energy on our benched Regidrago. Probably just use Marnie. Hopefully we can pull into another Grass Energy and just knock out this Zamazenta V. It has Air Balloon right now, so it's not going to add any HP. They're going to put Zacian V in the active. The only challenge will be is if they use Cape of Toughness, which will add more to their HP, which will not allow Regidrago to knock it out in one hit. But they're just going to knock out our active, so we'll replace it with the one on the bench. And let's go ahead and evolve into Cherim, our second Cherim. Energize the active, and I'm just gonna use Marnie. Hopefully we pull into a Grass Energy here so we can attack. There it is, and we're gonna get another 2 prizes off of this Zacian V. Meanwhile, I can use the Stormy Mountains, and we have one more Regidrago in our deck, and we'll just put it straight to our bench. Meanwhile, I'll use Ordinary Rod to recycle 2 Regidragos back into the deck. And also 2 energies. I think Grass Energies are more important as of right now. We still have 1 Raihan, so we can recycle one of those, the Fire Energy, onto our Regidrago if need be. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna energize our active, and then just knock out this Zacian V for another 240 damage, giving us another 2 prizes. And there's the Raihan. I didn't even know we had a prize one, but that's great. That's a great pull from our prizes. So if they knock out this, if they knock out our active, we can just easily switch out into our bench Regidrago. Put the Fire Energy on the active, and then maybe we can get Energy Recycler. We can get 2 Grass Energies from the discard pile, and then knock out this Zamazenta V. So it's looking good so far. Not too bad. So yeah, Regidrago is pretty powerful, you know, given the right cards. And I guess it depends on what cards you have in your hand for setup. It's very useful. But the only thing is, if you can't set up enough energies and then you get stuck, you just leave it sit. It's basically just a sitting duck in the active, and then your opponent can just easily knock it out. And I think that's where the Apple brothers come in. Especially, I think Flapple is the most useful out of the 2, because like right now you can see that our opponent are using 5 Pokemon in play, and they all have energy. They all have abilities. So Flapple can basically deal 250 damage for just 1 energy, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. We got a Scoop Up Net. I'll use Quick Ball, and I'll get myself an apple. Put it on the bench, and I will just use Dragon Energy to knock out this Oranguru for 1 prize. And we get another apple. Appletun. And that's it. Okay, they fully energized their Zacian V. They can switch out and then knock out our Regidrago, but it's gonna take us 2 hits to get rid of this Zacian V because it has Cape of Toughness. With that cape, it has 270 HP, which is above the HP we want. the knockout range for Regidrago's attack. So let's see. What I could do here is, I mean, they still need 2 prizes left. Could just put this Regidrago. Ooh, we get a energy retrieval from our top deck, which is kind of crazy. I could use the energy retrieval and we can attack with Regidrago, I guess. So I think I'll just do that. And let's see. Can get another energy retrieval. No, I think I'll get a boss. I'll get boss because even if they retreat this Zacian, we could just easily knock it out with the Flapple. So let's evolve into Flapple for the meantime. And what I'm gonna do is just attack with Regidrago. We have the 2 energies we need anyways. And do a big chunk of damage on this Zacian V. And even if they retreat, all we need is just 1 energy and then knock out this Zacian V with Flapple. All we need is 1 energy. So even if they escape or they retreat, we can just boss for the win. They still need 2 prizes, so let's see. They have 3 metal saucers. They have 2 switch. Unless they have a switch, they can pivot into Zamazenta and then attack again. Otherwise, they don't have any other attackers to knock out our Pokemon. And they can't energize Zamazenta quickly because they already have 3 metal saucers in the discard pile. So what they need is basically a switch. They're gonna heal, but that's not gonna help them. Oh, they have another switch. Okay. Okay, we're gonna attach an energy on Zamazenta. Pivot, and then retreat back. They're gonna knock out a Regidrago. We need an energy, otherwise we might lose this game. Now I'm thinking about it. I should have just got another Raihan, but let me just put Appletun in the active. Ooh, let's go. Let's scoop up net. Appletun, just Spring Bloom this energy on Flapple, and that's gonna be game. There. Acidic Mucus for the win for 200 damage against this Zacian V. Good game. Alright, moving on to our next match. It's nice we get to start with a Snorlax, which is nice. We can use Gourmandize. And it looks like we are against a Jolteon VMAX build. Okay, this is gonna be a tough match. I'm gonna Gourmandize. So Jolteon V can do 100 damage to the active and the bench. If we have, let's figure this out. Oh, they have Zigzagoon that can do chip damage, which is not good. So our active can survive. Let's say if Snorlax can survive an attack, Regidrago can survive an attack. So what we need here is speed. Speed up really fast. At least the Jolteon V doesn't have any bench. I mean, it does, but it's not that powerful. Yeah, Jolteon is a crazy card too. It has the elemental badge tool card, and it will reduce the attack cost by, what's that, 1 energy, which is insane. So it can attack for just 1 energy. Meanwhile, I'll just spread out my Pokemon at least. You know, they won't be able to knock out all of them at once. And I guess that's gonna be my strategy, is just fill my bench as much as I can. It's probably not a good idea, but that's a strategy that I'm gonna play with this, because they're gonna hit for bench damage. And if they're gonna gatekeep us, you know, not allow us to evolve our Pokemon or even bench them, you know, that's gonna be bad. Especially we have a lot of stage 2 Pokemon in this, or stage 1 in this build. It's not very ideal. So I'll just energize my Regidrago as much as I can. Anyways, if we can energize at least one, we can knock out this Jolteon V, unless they can evolve it right away. But you know what? They're playing the Inteleon line. They can pretty much get whatever they want in the deck. You know, Evolution Incense, so they can evolve right away. And even get the badge. The tool card, which reduces, again, the attack cost of Jolteon. So, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to win this, but we're going to do our best. And they're going to Marnie us. We actually have a pretty good hand, so... Oh, man. This is not good. But at least we can Gormandize again. My only fear is that if they do 100 damage on Regidrago, where it's pretty much reducing our attack damage output by 200 damage. So, you know, Regidrago is only going to be hitting for 40 damage. And now that they have Jolteon VMAX, they're going to attack and knock out our Cherim, unfortunately. But we do have Level Ball, which is great. But now I can't get my Snorlax out of the active, which is kind of... I mean, I could use Raihan, but we don't have Fire Energy in the discard pile. That's the only thing. So even with Regidrago, we can't attack. We have Sonia to get Fire Energy, but then we can't use Raihan at the same turn. So this is looking really bad. I don't know what else to do. I mean, we have one energy. I could attack with Snorlax, maybe. 2 fire. Let me just get these two. At least if they knock out Snorlax, one of the Regidragos can attack, right? Let me set up another Cherubi. So we have, at least we have 2, but the only bad thing is that they're getting 2 prizes at the same time. That's the only thing I really don't like about this matchup. Let me get Flapple. Let me just evolve it, because why not? I'll just Gormandize. They could just easily knock it out anyways. So for sure our Snorlax is going to be gone. I don't know what they're going to target. But at least the other Regidrago only has 10 damage on it. So we can still do a pretty decent amount of damage. And we have a Scoop Up Net, which is good. Oh man, they're going to Marnie again. That's annoying. Dude, we had a really good hand too. And we just Sonia 2 Fire Energies because we need that. But now it's gone. Stupid. Okay. At least we get a Cherim, which is nice. And we could probably use Professor's Research to get... Hopefully we can pull into more energies. But they're just chipping away at that Regidrago. They're going to knock it out. Man, that Inteleon... That quick shooting Inteleon is... oh my goodness. I don't like it there. Oh, we get a Fire Energy, which is nice. So we can do a decent amount of damage against this Jolteon. Get Regidrago on our bench. Then we're going to Professor's Research. We have Cherim all set to go. We can evolve another Cherim. And let's see. We can use Ordinary Rod. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. Do both. And I'll get a Cherim and a Regidrago. And get 2 Grass Energies back to the deck. Having one in the discard pile is good too, because we still have a Raihan to use. And I'll just start energizing the other Regidrago. And I'll just use Dragon Energy for 240 damage against this Jolteon VMAX. Not quite enough to knock it out, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Okay, they're gonna quick shooting. And they're gonna scoop up Zigzagoon. Oh, dude. That's actually enough to knock out our benched Regidrago. And now our active is gonna get reduced. The attack damage output will get reduced because it will receive 100 damage. Oh, man. I guess that's the only downside to Regidrago is that its dependence on its HP. Okay, with that Marnie, we get our right hand, which is good. I mean, we're gonna lose our bench Regidrago if they target it. We have Flapple though, and let's see how much damage we're gonna be dealing. They're gonna use Drizzile. Okay, so they have 4. Flapple will deal 200 damage for 1 energy at least against this Jolteon VMAX. Okay. Path to the peak. That doesn't concern us that much. But they're gonna take another prize from that attack, which is crazy. We get another Regidrago. Let's see. We got 2 grass energies in the discard pile. We have 2. We need fire energy to attack with another Regidrago. Or attack with Flapple. If we had another fire energy, that would be great. But I could just retreat. Hard retreat. And I can use Raihan to put the fire energy on. I mean, Jolteon only needs. I only need to deal 60 damage on it to win. And they have the other Jolteon in their bench. I'll just use Scoop Up Net to scoop this guy up. And let me get energy retrieval to get 2 grass energies. I can Spring Bloom into the active. And I can Spring Bloom to Regidrago. And I'll just use Acidic Mucus to deal 200 damage, knocking out this Jolteon VMAX for 3 prizes. Okay. We get another Flapple. But our opponent only needs 2 more prizes to win. And oh man, they have another Inteleon. Oh man. And they have a Shady Dealings Inteleon to get 2 things, 2 trainer cards, Quick Ball, okay. Because if they get Jolteon VMAX, they can attack again. They can knock out our active and even knock out our Cherim. They're gonna get another Sobble, okay. Another Jolteon. Okay, our opponent is digging for something. I don't know. But yeah, this is pretty much game. If they have Jolteon VMAX, they can just knock out our active and also Cherim and then just get the last 2 prizes they need. But with enough damage counters on Regidrago, oh, they're just gonna use Spin Missile, okay. But it's enough, even with that coin flip, it's enough to knock out Flapple, which is kind of stupid. But with 40 damage on Regidrago. That's minus 80. Are we able to knock out this Jolteon with 190 damage? Or 190 HP? That's the question. I can set up my other Regidrago, Snorlax. But yeah, this is... I can get 2 grass energies. You know what? Here. What I could do is retreat with this Regidrago. And then just attack for 240 damage with the benched one. Because it has full HP. 240 minus 80. That's 160 damage. It's not going to be enough to knock out this Jolteon V. So what I'm thinking is just probably energize the one in the active, retreat, hard retreat. And then the one in the bench can deal 240 damage, which can get us... which can knock out this Jolteon V. Right? Alright, cool. So let's Dragon Energy for 240 damage, knocking out this Jolteon V, getting us 2 prizes. Okay, we get another Regidrago. Okay, nice. You know, I think we got this game, no? They don't have any other Pokemon to attack. No other Pokemon. They can attack for 70, but they're gonna boss. They're gonna boss Regidrago. Oh, dude, no. Oh, no, they're just gonna quick shooting. Come on, give me a switch. Oh, 1 energy. Oh, man, that's it. Dude, that was so close, though. I think that's gonna be game. There's really nothing much we could do here. We don't have a switch. We don't have energy to put into the active. I can, you know, and Cherim only has 80 HP. If I pass here, we can survive an attack from this Inteleon, 70. Yeah, 70 HP. But that's it, yeah. Oh man, that was so close. That was so close. Well, good game. They can attack our Regidrago, survive, but all they actually need is to just quick shooting our Cherim. And they're just gonna get that last prize off of our Cherim, which is, you know, that's the only thing about this build. The low HP of our Pokemon is just terrible. But you know what? We came really close, so hey, we tried. Okay, so our opponent is choosing to go first. Okay. And we're both gonna mulligan. We don't get anything from the shuffles. And let's see. We're gonna start off with the Cherubi. Okay, alright. Tyranitar V, okay. It's not a bad matchup, I suppose. So we are up against a single strike build. And they're not gonna energize yet, okay. We get another level ball from the top deck. I could set up... Let's see. Could set up an apple. Yeah, let me just get another Cherubi just in case. And set up an apple. Then we can use Stormy Mountains. Get our first Regidrago in play. I will attach an energy probably in the active. No, I'll just put it on Regidrago. That's fine. And I'm gonna Marnie. Okay. Set up another apple. Use Quick Ball. Get Snorlax. You know what? I should have just put the energy in the active. Retreat into Snorlax. That's the thing though. I'm never sure. See, the guarantee of what you're gonna get is if you're not sure, you know, you can just pretend that, you know, you're gonna get what you want from the Marnie, for example. But if you don't, you're stuck anyways. But we did get a quick ball off of that one. That's why we got Snorlax, but now we can't energize. At least, you know, for this for our next turn, we're still okay because our opponent doesn't have any energies yet, so we should still be safe. Cape of Toughness, okay. So we can put that grass energy in the active to retreat into Snorlax, and we can Gormandize on our next turn. And then our opponent is going to use Crobat V. You know, I have been holding back in using a lot of drawing abilities like Crobat V because it does add a big liability to single prizer decks like this one. But there are some builds where you actually really need it. But for now, they're setting up their Houndooms, and we can just take that away. Evolve into Appletun. Appletun can actually do really well in this matchup because they're using a lot of special energies. So let's Gormandize, and we get a Flapple. Well, they have Crobat so far, and they're gonna get Houndoom. So with 2 Houndooms, we can hit for 150 damage with Flapple for 1 energy, which is not too bad. Tyranitar V is weak against grass, but unfortunately, the dragon types don't have any advantage over the typing. It's just neutral. Okay, our opponent is gonna use Escape Rope. If they have Houndoom, they can just power up Tyranitar V and then just knock it out. I'll just put Cherubi in the active. We have Scoop Up Net anyways. We can just scoop it up out of the way. Oh, they have 2 Crobats. Yeah, here I am hesitating to use 1 Crobat, but they're using 2. Well, if you really want strong drawing power, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do and put it in your build. You know, that's the thing I appreciate about, you know, card build, you know, building a deck, because you could just be very creative on your own, in your own terms, you know. No matter what other people say, oh, don't use that, don't use this. You know, that's your build. You want it there, just put it there. Although, you know what, if you're a competitor, that does make a lot of sense. But if you just want to have fun, just use what card you feel like using, you know. Let's just use Marnie here. Okay, not much to go by. Let me just attack for 20 damage. Yeah, that extra chipped at 260 damage. Okay. Not quite enough. 1, 2, 3. Could we use Appletun? He has 3 special energies right now. 7, 14, 21. Not quite enough to knock it out. Ooh. I think that's it. We just need 1 energy and we can knock out this Tyranitar V. Oh. Dude, all that special energy. Okay, they discarded 2 of our cards, but that's fine. Here's a showcase of Appletun. Let's go. I'm just gonna use Sonia to get 1 of each of these energies. So we can use 1 for Regidrago. And then I can just Spring Boom 1 energy on Appletun. And we are dealing 5 times 7 against this Tyranitar V. 350 damage! That's insane! 350 damage. Yeah, I'm surprised too. That's the first time I've actually used Appletun. Yeah, so okay, cool. So 5 special energies will get you, can pretty much one-hit KO any Pokemon in the game. So if your opponent has 5 special energies in play, yeah, that nothing's gonna survive Appletun's attack for 1 energy. That's crazy. Alright, so our opponent is now going to use this Stone Journer. We're setting up another Tyranitar V, and they're just gonna keep putting special energy, dude. That's fine. They're gonna knock out our Appletun. Okay, well, sorry Appletun. You would have shined in this matchup. We can use Flapple also. I mean, they have four Pokemon with energy, so we're hitting for 200 damage, and we get a Grass Energy, so we can energize our Regidrago. Dude, this is crazy. We're just dominating in this We're just dominating in this matchup. 260 damage. Yeah, we're only hitting for 200 damage anyways. I don't think it's necessary to boss the Tyranitar. I mean, we could boss the Crobats too. So I'm just gonna Marnie, maybe disrupt their hand. We get into fire energies, which is great, and we have 2 grass energies, 3 grass energy in the discard pile, so we can use energy retrieval. We can start powering up our other Regidrago. Might as well. So now we have 3 damage dealers on our in play, and we're just gonna Acidic Mucus this Stone Journer for 1 prize, and we're just slowly chipping away at our opponent, and we should win this game in no time. There's the Urn of Vitality. Okay. But that's, you know what, that's fine, because when they attach the energy on Tyranitar V, it's gonna damage it, right? And that should put it in knockout range for our Regidrago. But we need to knock it out before they can set up their Abomasnow, because it's gonna add another 50 HP to Tyranitar. So, well played. Okay, our opponent's gonna scoop. There, there it is. Good game. Good game. All right, let's play another game. Ooh, okay, Snorlax. I really do like starting with Snorlax. The drawing power of Snorlax is really strong, and it just helps us to get set up really quickly. Oh, okay, 2 mulligans. We get a fire energy off of that too, which is great. We can just energize. We can't Gormandize though, because we have a lot of cards in our hand already. Could probably just use Marnie in our next turn. Okay, so alright, they're gonna Marnie ahead of us, which is fine. The less cards we have in our hand, you know, the more useful the Gormandize will be. But if we can get a lot of nice cards in this, it'd be nice. Get a Sonia, which is great. We can start setting up our basics on our bench. We can definitely get Cherubi. And looks like we're up against another Zacian V build. And they're just gonna fully energize their Zacian with that Intrepid Sword, which is insane. And I'll just get a Cherubi and an Applin. And also, you might have noticed the Spiritomb on this build. So the Spiritomb is here because I have had a chance. I actually was able to have a match with a person who uses Greninja, and it just like wiped out the whole bench because you know, all my other supporter cards, you know, Flapple, Appletun, they have less than 100 HP, and he just wipes everything out. At least, you know, with the V Union cards, the Greninja, the Zamazenta, or the Zacian V, and even Mewtwo, if we encounter those, you know, the Spiritomb is actually a really great counter for that, because you can just put all those cards back into their deck, you know, kind of messing up their strategy to put all of those pieces into the discard pile. Meantime, I'm gonna use Level Ball to get a Flapple, and I can actually start attacking because they have 4 Pokemon with abilities in play right now. So I can put a little bit of pressure and just attack and knock out this Oranguru for 1 prize. And so with that pressure, they're going to put their Zacian in the active. And again, we can just easily knock it out with a Regidrago. They can knock out our Flapple. They get 1 prize, but then we get 2 prizes. But they're going to boss our Regidrago. Okay, alright. Okay, that's very unfortunate. Okay, so I'll just put Flapple into the active, I suppose. They have 4 Pokemon with abilities, so we can hit for 400 damage. And I'll just use Acidic Mucus to deal 200 damage. Okay. That's not too bad. If they don't have a switch, they're gonna have to hard retreat, and we can just continue to put pressure on our opponent. Okay, they have Metal Saucer. Unfortunately, they're gonna start building up their energies. They're gonna switch. They had 2 switch off of that they pulled from the professor's research. Insane. Okay. You know what? That's fine. I can use Snorlax to finish off this Zacian V. Yeah, let me just Spring Bloom these 3 grass energies on Snorlax. I can Gormandize, but you know what? Let's Body Slam this guy. Let's Body Slam this guy. And we Paralyze, but you know what? It's already knocked out, so let's get 2 prizes off of that. We got a Grass Energy and a Regidrago. Okay. The only bad thing is that, you know, they can just easily get an energy and then knock out our Snorlax. And we don't have any... We can't power up a Regidrago just yet, unless we get a really nice supporter card this turn. Oh, but they're gonna Marnie us. Okay, I really don't mind that. See, Marnie is good. It's good to like mess up your opponent's hand, but at the same time, you could be helping your opponent. Marnie is a really it's a double-edged sword. Okay, they're gonna knock out our Snorlax, but Snorlax did a good job. You know what I'm saying? So let's put Regidrago there. I'm gonna use let me put Cherubi. I'm gonna use Marnie. I'm not gonna evolve the one in the active because it has 1 energy retreat cost, and that's probably what we need to get it out of the active. I'll use Stormy Mountains to also get us a Regidrago, And we have we have energy retrieval, which is crazy. We have we can get 4 energies from our discard pile. Let me get 2 grass and another grass and another fire. I'm gonna Spring Bloom into the active so we can retreat with it. And then let's retreat and energize this Regidrago. And we can just one-hit KO this Zacian V in the active. Dragon Energy for 240 damage against this Zacian V, getting us 2 prizes. We get a switch and another grass energy. Crazy. So yeah, unless they can energize, I mean, they could still energize this Zamazenta V, knock out our Regidrago, and we don't have a backup attacker. And they can just keep knocking out our Pokemon, which is kind of bad. What we need is like we need another energy to power up Regidrago, so we can even if they put Zamazenta in the active, we can knock it out. Oh, but they have Cape of Toughness and a switch. But you know what? That's it. They don't have any energies to attack. Okay. Alright, we're still in this. We're still in this. Let me power up the other Regidrago just in case. And then I'll just put some pressure on the Zamazenta V. Dragon Energy for 240 damage. And it just needs 40 more damage to knock it out. With 2 energies though, Regidrago will only deal 30 damage with the hammer in attack, but they don't have anything to help them energize Zamazenta. I mean, they can entrap its. Okay, they're just gonna give up. Good game. Regidrago on its own is actually pretty strong as long as you can keep up with the energy requirement for its attack. Hitting for 240 damage each turn is really good. It can knock out any Pokemon V in the game that has no HP buffs on it. And with the help of Flapple, you can do decent damage for just 1 energy. But again, this attack depends on how much abilities your opponent has in play, so the damage output is still very circumstantial. One drawback to Flapple is its low 80 HP. And similar to Flapple, Appletun can also deal a decent amount of damage for 1 energy. And again, very circumstantial because if your opponent doesn't use any special energy, this attack is pretty much useless, and that's why I only have 1 of this in this build. One drawback to Appletun though is its low 90 HP, making this Pokemon more like a one-time attacker, after which it will get knocked out on your opponent's turn. And not only that, the pre-evolution of Flapple and Appletun is Applin, and it only has a measly 40 HP. And to add to that, our main supporter Cherim, which also has a low 80 HP. While all of these Pokemon have such a powerful synergy, the low HP of all the Pokemon in this build make it the ultimate drawback. This build is very fragile because although it consists of all 1-prizers, our opponent can easily knock out any of our Pokemon. Any builds that utilize bench hitters such as Inteleon VMAX, Rapid Urshifu VMAX, Dragapult VMAX, and others like these can pretty much gatekeep our bench, which means they can just constantly KO our benched Pokemon, never allowing us to ever set up, and they can even get 2 knockouts per turn. Unfortunately, that is the state of the current standard format right now, but this is still a really good budget build, and if you modify this for the expanded format, especially if you add a Mew to protect the bench, I think this would be a really great 1-prizer deck build. And that's it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, let me know in the comments below what you think of this build and the gameplay, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Knight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.